All right. I have my water, trying to stay hydrated in this episode. It is bright and early. We're starting the podcast today earlier than usual, but I woke up and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for I'm ready to record. There's a lot to talk about. It is a new day, a new episode. Sabah El Kheir. I don't think I ever translated what it means, but it means good morning in Arabic. So, yeah. I had my breakfast, had an omelet, coffee, and I posted a clip from the previous episode on Instagram. So make sure to check out the Sabah El Khair Instagram. There's also a TikTok page. Uh, I think the Arabic police have already found me on TikTok though, because I'm getting so many comments about it. Also, if you're watching this, I am blending in with the pillows today and the art. I think there's a theme going on that I didn't really plan. Anyways, I also brought the camera closer. I don't know about these different angles each episode, but let me know what you prefer. I think there's still like everything is a work in progress. Um yeah, so for this week's episode, I really had like I it was just because I sat down and I was like, "Oh my gosh, August is ending? Does that mean summer is ending? Like what how is that? How did time pass by so fast? How is summer practically over?" And I started getting more of those 1 year ago today, 2 years ago today, three, four, five. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so much has happened. Like, that's what I was doing this time last year and the year before that. And it is so crazy. Sometimes I'm like, it's like a love hate relationship with those. I don't know how to feel about it. But now that August is coming to an end, I'm like seeing all those snap memories of when I was prepping to go into my freshman year of university. And it's such like a throwback seeing that. Story time. Okay, pretty much it was summer break between me graduating high school. There was summer break, and that was a very weird phase because I was loving my summer and trying to enjoy it and make the most of it and spend time with my friends. But also, I was going through my first ever breakup. Yes. Some of you may or may not know. I I did post a story time about that years ago on the internet. But anyways, yeah, it was my first heartbreak and I did not know how to feel about it. There was a lot of feelings and even when I was like going out and stuff, I look back and I don't not that like I don't can you say devalidate? I don't unvalidate myself or the feelings that I had because at that point in my life, that is what I was feeling, that is what I was going through. And now I look back and after living through it and other like other things you learn and you're like okay it was okay at the end of the day it was okay but not when it's happening, not when it's happening. So I remember I was going out and making the most of my summer, but I'm still like, I'm going through a heartbreak and a hard time, and life is hard. Yeah. So yeah, heartbreaks are in relationships are like a whole degree on their own. Life was just going like bam, 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 bam. You are an adult. Time to grow up. Time to face the world. So, Freshman year was coming up, and initially, and if I brought out my journals, I always planned on studying abroad. I had dream, this dream that I was gonna go study abroad in the US, maybe in Europe, in Paris. Actually, I really wanted to go to LA and either UCLA. That was the plan. That was the goal. And I made that very clear to my family. I was always talking about it. I'm like, I'm going to study film and I'm going to go study in, I just had a list of universities. I love how my parents let me dream that dream. They let me talk the talk. They were like, mm hmm, yes, yes, you are. Keep applying until the date came and they're like, no, no, not LA. How about LAU, the Lebanese American University, which honestly, at the time, I'm like, this is like what I've always wanted, na, na, na. And things change, plans change, and it's okay. Thanks, mom and dad, for that. I remember another time when, this is so funny. I went through my dad's chats on Facebook and he was talking to his cousin, and his cousin's like, how's the family? How's everyone? What's going on? And my dad goes, Linda, she's applying to university now. Like, she's thinking of studying abroad in Paris. There was this uni in Paris that it's like you do a program and you can study there and then study in the US. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like perfect because those are my two favorite places. And I even visited the campus. That's like with my mom too. Dad. Keep in mind, I printed out that chat with my dad. I put it in my journal. I'm like, yes, he's with me on this plan. Like, it's gonna happen. The fact, the fact that I toured the campus and literally was like, it, I, things don't always happen the way you want them to at the start, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Am I upset about it? Not anymore. Was I? I was. So, honestly, though, applying to universities is a whole process. And not only that, before that, let's take it back to when I was doing the SATs. I don't know why I felt the need to put myself through torture and do the SAT like 5 times. Not like 5 times, 5 times. I did the old SAT, I did the new SAT. It was like that. I don't know what the change was. They did like a change, and I'm like, let me try my luck. And I don't know why, like my score was fine from the first try. It was good enough, and I kept on going. Why? Why? I got the same score practically every time, more or less. So, yeah, don't ask me. Don't It was like a form of punishment. Like, why would I it's a 4 or 5 hour test on a Saturday? Who does that? And the GMAT. These tests, they're not for everyone, and they're especially not for me. I Anyways, I think I did it because I'm like, I need to get into the best uni. Like, I need to get into the unis in the States. Like, I was determined. I was determined, and the score was fine. Yeah. I, I made the most of the situation, and I was kind of actually excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be a freshman. And I was registering my courses, doing all of that, and it was time to start the semester, my first semester. I remember orientation and everything. it's a very, it's like you feel lost. The campus is all new. Everything is just, it's such a big change. It took me a while to get around. I randomly decided, do you see those TikToks that are like hair holds memories? Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I just went through a breakup. I need to change it up a little bit. A tiny trim. You know, maybe some volume, some layers, like a little something just to freshen up the look. I feel like not a drastic change, but something new. And I was looking through my Snap memories, and I go from having long hair probably till like down here right above my hip to the next one being me with a bob. Was that intentional? No. No, not the plan, not what was supposed to happen, and not what I wanted. What happened was that I went in and I asked for those things, that the layers and whatever, and the guy that cut my hair was not the person that cuts hair, and I didn't know that. I did not know that until after. He just grabbed scissors and he's like, let me chop away. Let me try something. He did not know what he was doing. And this is why I don't even use the word layers anymore. I don't that word just does not, like, anytime I go to a hairdresser, oh my gosh, my ear's ringing. Does that mean someone's talking about me? Is that what it means? I don't know. Yeah. So the guy, yeah, he cuts away. I don't use the word layers anymore. Learned my lesson, but I didn't even notice until at the end. It's not like I looked up and my hair was just chopped off. No. It was just layer, but when I say layer, I mean chop, like line, but then strands of hairs coming out that are just not cut properly. I How can I even describe this? How can I even describe this? It was the worst haircut I've ever had in my life. Like, in my life, and it was a good place. It was a good place. It's not like I really had great expectations. I'm gonna leave super happy. It's gonna be amazing. I look in the mirror once they're drying my hair, and I look at my mom in the back, and she's looking at me, and she's looking at my hair, and I can see panic. I can read her. I look at myself, and I'm like, wait. I The guy is blow drying my hair. I'm like, turn it off. Turn it off. I need to have a look. I turn around. I'm like, no. No. No, 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 no. This is not happening right now. Why does my hair look like it's like something's off here? Not something. It's just it's not right. And it's very visible. Like, how did that happen? I don't, the guy, like, he put the scissors down, he left, and the guy was just another guy was blow drying my hair. So I think he even knew what was going on. So I made a sort of a scene, but it wasn't my fault. It was just my first reaction because I did not like, I couldn't believe it. My mom's like taking pictures, and I can feel like she's about to cry, and then I'm about to cry, and she's turning the picture like, it's okay, like, and you know how she's trying to make the situation better, and I'm like, no, 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 no. They put me in another room because we need to fix this, and I guess the only solution, another hairdresser came in, the guy that actually cuts hair there, and he just was like, I'm gonna fix this. Don't you worry. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. And then he looks at my mom and starts joking around, and looking at me and joking around. I'm like, this is not the time to joke. This is not the time. We're not laughing here. Starts saying, like, oh, you shouldn't be so, like, you shouldn't be telling me how I should be acting. And I'm like, listen, I didn't ask for this. Okay, I know hair grows back. I know that now, but like I was starting my new semester and I just wanted to feel like myself, whatever. Anyways, to fix it, he just cut it all off. He cut all those layers off. He just chopped it off and I left with my hair being right on my shoulders. It's okay. At the end, my mom looked at me and I have to take my mom with me everywhere. Shopping, hairdresser, I can't. I need her there. But she looks at me and she's like, don't talk to me. Like she was mad and I'm like, how can you do that? And I'm like, Mom, I'm already upset right now. You know when your parents just say one thing and you're just like why do you have to make it worse right now? Okay, I'm already upset. I always like trying different hairstyles. I didn't even mind like changing it up every once in a while, but I kind of wanted to know what to expect. Yeah, I had bangs and he also managed to cut those all weird and some were shorter. Everything was just uneven. Everything. And I couldn't fix that because making them shorter it wasn't gonna work. I had to let them grow out. I look like Dora by the end of this. Now when I go to a hairdresser, they don't want to deal with me. And when I was last in Lebanon, like a month ago, I think time flies. It was a month ago, wasn't it? Anyways, I thought maybe I should just get my hair cut here. And my mom recommended a new place that she's going to. And I'm like, okay, I'll go with you. But I also was like, he doesn't know how I am. So do I have to kind of explain myself? And I don't just explain myself, I kind of repeat myself. And one too many times, I I like to make it clear what I want now, but very clear. And I don't think he likes me or will want to see me again. It's just when I walked in, I'm like, yeah, I just want to trim. He's like, trim? Why? We should try this. I'm like, whoa, whoa, don't get too excited here. We are not going to try anything new. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. He was like, just a trim? No, like, why? Don't be excited, please. I need baby steps with this. Okay. I don't want I don't want to try anything new. Um and he was like, "So just to trim like this much?" I'm like, "This much divided by 2." Okay, we're gonna I just want to see, if I feel we need more, we can do more, but step by step. I don't want to hear the chop sound. So I remember I could not take my eyes off the mirror because I put my phone away. I am full focus. It's a whole thing for me now. It is a whole thing for me. Also, doing your hair here is so expensive that I went and I got a Dyson and I'm still learning how to use it. I feel like I just need a little bit of practice, maybe more hair products and a curler. Maybe I can do the Dyson then go over it with the curler. I don't know. I need to try out. If you have any recommendations, let me know. Also, Jess has been doing those overnight like curls and they look so good. So maybe I should try that out. I should. Are they cutting the grass? Anyways, yeah, if you're planning on going to the hairdresser before you start a new job, you're starting something new, you're going to uni, whatever it is, just tell them what you want, make it clear. No one likes surprises unless if I mean, really it's not worth the risk. I couldn't it took me a little bit and then I got used to it and I feel like it worked and it was maybe a good change that I needed. I think I got carried away with the whole story about my hair. I should have brushed out my hair today, but yeah, I'm reapplying my lip gloss. I do that probably 100 times a day. This is Lip Perfector. Um, I also have another habit, which is biting my nail, and I can't stop. It's been years. I can't stop. It's getting worse, and I've practically changed the shape of my nail. I need advice. How do I stop this habit? I even got fidget toys. I get my nails done, everything. Do you think if I like put a fake nail, what should I do? I thought mornings are supposed to be peaceful, but it's been really the opposite of that. There's like so much happening outside, helicopters, grass, all that. Where were we? If you're, you know, you're going to a university, you're starting your freshman year, and maybe some people from high school are also going to be there. It is nice to have familiar faces. It makes like it makes it easier at the start, but I do think it's really important to also make new friends, talk to people in your classes during breaks, like really put yourself out there and it you know, it starts to be your second home. I spent so much time on campus that I think it's nice to have friends in different classes and different departments. It made it like it made the whole thing like amazing. I know there's studying involved. Yes, got to pass the classes, make it to the next semester. And I think my favorite thing would be like studying with friends. Oh my gosh. We would be like six girls, table full of snacks, Red Bulls for energy, and we'd all have our books out and we're studying and we're talking and we're gossiping, healthy gossiping, and it was so nice. I look back and I love that. There's so much to talk about and it's really nice when you're making new friends, but be selective, be careful. There are so many stories I can go into deeper, like friends, good friends making group chats about me. Like it we can talk about that. But just like how you'd be selective with friends, I think it's also important to be selective with professors because I learned that the hard way. Maybe it's just my own experience, but I had a class that I registered. It was philosophy, and I thought it was going to be the best thing ever. I mean, everything I was learning was super interesting. It blew my mind, but I how do I even describe this? If I move from sitting in the front to the middle to the back, you just know I've given up, and that is practically what happened. Even though I'm like I'm not repeating this class. I'm not repeating. I need to pass this, but I just didn't have the best experience and I remember the professor saying something and I was like ouch. Ouch. I it was something I went up and I'm like, I'm trying my best and I want to do better. And he's like, your best is not my best. I don't know. Just ask around maybe before. And someone might have one experience. Maybe this was my personal own experience. I think it's important. I went into university thinking I'm going to study film. I was actually 1,000% sure I was going in for film and I changed my major. Not really changed because I was a freshman, so I had the time to choose, but I ended up switching completely and majoring in, I did business, finance, and later down the line, I'm like, I'll do a double emphasis with marketing. Yeah, things change. It's you never know. Okay. That wasn't a part of the plan, but it happened. And I was just super interested in the class and what I was learning from that one random business course that I took in my freshman year. I did though, after graduating, I'm like, I do want to fulfill that dream of mine to study film. So I went back in to film school. You know, I was lost after graduating, and I felt like I had unfinished business with that film program. So I did a semester anyways, took the courses that I wanted. I picked because once you graduate, apparently I learned this that you can't go back in and do a minor because you don't have a major. So I had to just take the courses that I wanted, and I picked photography, theater, script writing, history of film, sound for film. Like I just took different classes, and I remember back to the professor thing, the sound for film class. I was sitting there and there was something I guess just because I was there for a semester, I don't know what it was. He was like, "You're doing a short film?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Who allowed you to do a short film in front of everyone? Who allowed her to do a short film? That shouldn't be allowed." You know what it's like? It's like you're shooting yourself in the leg. Word for word. Word for word. Not even exaggerating. I After that I'm like, "Oh my gosh. What where did that come from?" And it actually kind of like scared me. Yeah. So, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. People are going to tell you things. Even in life, you're going to hear so many things from friends, family, random people like, "What's your plan now? What are you going to be up to? Like, what do you want to do now after you graduate?" And that is like the worst question. I don't like that question. I remember not not being not not knowing how to respond to that. And that's why September is a very interesting month because some people can be going into university, some people are going into, like I said, a new job, or you graduated, summer is passing, and then you start to feel like, "Oh my gosh, reality is creeping in and I don't know how to feel about it." That's what happened to me, and I did an internship, and I was just trying everything. I'm like, "Oh, should I do my master's? Like people are doing their master's right now. Maybe I should do an MBA, research, research, research." And I just started looking into everything, and I was so in the noise that I'm like, "What do I actually want? What do I want?" I didn't even give myself like, the peace to think about it because I was like, "I need to answer this question. Like, what am I going to do now? What do I want to do now? Like, what? Summer's over? The world, I'm just thrown into the world." It feels that way, and it's so overwhelming. It's actually like the worst. But even, just the only thing I can say is give yourself the time to figure it all out. And that question does not need to be answered. I know you're going to see so many people doing so many different things all around you. And it's going to make you think, like, what should I be doing? Whatever will happen, just any opportunity that comes your way, take it, make the most of it. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's just what I was doing. I I don't know. It's a hard time. It is a hard time. September is a hard time. I always say like people are going to say things, but you know your vision. You have that vision, and if you don't see it yet, you will. So, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It'll happen. I changed so many things in my life. Things that I believe to my core. It just is, things happen. It just, going back, it was kind of challenging because I'm like, I'm gonna be like older than people in my class, and I don't know, but it was fine. I made more friends. I learned something. I was on so many sets. It was amazing. And I use everything that I learned from that, I use it every single day. It wasn't a waste of time, even though I had people saying, like, "You're good at this. Like, why don't you do this instead? Or why don't you spend this time doing that?" I see the vision. They don't. So it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. If you want to talk deeper into this, let's do it. I never made a Discord group chat. How does it work? I don't really know, but maybe we should do that, or should we leave it in the comment section? Let me know because anything that I can do to make the podcast better a way for us to talk, to share things, to be there for one another, let me know because I always I want to make things better. I want to know what you want to see. But yeah, I don't know if I talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. I probably should end things here. I do need to leave real soon. I could keep on going because this was what 4 or 5 years of my life. But yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all of that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. I gotta go.